Now at 5, a historic walking drag line leaves its long-standing location. Plus, the Parsons Police Department launches its first holiday medallion hunt, and
matches for the 2026 World Cup were set at a drawing ceremony in Washington. I'm Bradley Blackburn with who the U.S. will face in the first round as the world's biggest sporting event returns to American soil.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An important piece of coal mining history will soon be on display at the Miners Hall Museum. This is KOAM News. I'm Anthony Saviello. The Page 618 walking drag line left its long-standing location in Cherokee County, making its way north along Highway 69 to its new location at the Miners Hall Museum in Franklin, Crawford County. The planning process has been 10 years in the making and had plenty of setbacks along the way, but at long last, an important piece in coal mining will soon be on display for everyone.
There's been lots of engineering into this. We've spent several years building specialty equipment to move this. This is one of the smaller pieces we will be moving to get to its new home. It's just been several years of planning and coordinating with multiple agencies to make this happen.
The museum expects the dragline to be ready for display by next spring. The Parsons Police Department launches its first holiday medallion hunts thanks to a new partnership with Stringer Family Adventures. This year's hunt includes a $500 prize with daily clues posted for families and treasure hunters across the community. Police say they're hoping to see the excitement as residents search parks and public areas in the local area for the hidden medallion.
Collaboration with the community is 100% of what we try to establish. Every year we have partnerships with other entities, businesses for our legacy fund and our annual golf tournament. And this is just another opportunity for us to reach out, collaborate with an outside source to bring a little bit of holiday cheer for some lucky citizen in the city.
The PPD says creating new community traditions is something the department is proud of and is just another way to give back to the people of Parsons. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Right now, we're taking a look at Range Line and East 7th. We got some moderate traffic out there underway as the commute hour is in full effect. Everyone heading on their way home. You'll notice some cloud cover off in the distance there, but for right now, still getting a little bit of those colors from that sunset this evening. Current temperatures out there right now, 36 degrees, but it feels like 28, so a little bit chilly. The winds out of the west, southwest at 10 miles per hour. This evening, what you can expect will be at about 38 degrees by 8 o'clock. Down to 36 by 10. We just had that sunset there at 5:01 this evening. What can you expect coming up? Well, we're going to talk about that chilly evening that's ahead for tonight, those weekend rain chances that could be in store. We're going to time all that out, and temperatures could be on their way up. I'll have the details coming up in my full forecast.
All right, Austin, thanks. The 2026 World Cup is 188 days away. It kicks off on June 11th in Mexico City, with Mexico playing South Africa. Today in Washington, D.C., the teams were slotted into their groups with the help of world leaders and superstar athletes from the U.S. and Canada. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has details.
The leaders of Canada, Mexico, and
this is shocking.
The United States picked their own countries at the ceremonial start of the 2026 World Cup draw. The 3 nations are co-hosting next summer's men's tournament, which will feature a record 48 teams, split up into 12 groups for the opening stage.
Brazil.
Drawing the rest of the field were star athletes Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, Wayne Gretzky, and Aaron Judge.
Paraguay.
The USA plays Paraguay first in Los Angeles. Also in their group, Australia, and a European team that will be decided in a qualifier in March. Many coaches and some of the world's best players were in attendance to see who and where they'll be playing in the summer, from Foxborough, Massachusetts to Vancouver down to Mexico City and 13 other locations around the continent. The Kennedy Center hosted the event with performances by Andrea Bocelli, Lauryn Hill, and more. U.S. women's soccer legend Carly Lloyd said having the World Cup on home soil will inspire future generations.
It's going to provide girls and boys with dreams of one day playing in a World Cup.
President Trump joked about the clash of soccer-football terminology.
This is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff.
Yes. Only 8 teams have won a World Cup, Brazil leading with 5. They won the tournament in 1994, the last time it was held in the U.S. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The World Cup finals will be held in New Jersey's MetLife Stadium on July 19th. FIFA does not allow advertising on stadiums, so it will be referred to as New York, New Jersey Stadium. Still ahead, feeling alone? A new study says you may not be alone.
More and more adults over 45 report feeling lonely. I'm Cristian Benavides with the results of a new survey.
And up next in Health Watch, new cervical cancer screening guidelines are released. Topping today's Health Watch, there's a big change to cervical cancer screenings that could affect millions of women. The American Cancer Society updated its guidelines to say women can self-collect a specimen to test for HPV rather than have a medical professional do it. They then mail that in or bring it to their doctor, but need to do this every 3 years rather than every 5. It's an effort to increase screening rates, which, according to a study published in JAMA, fell 6 points between 2019 and 2023.
Well, this is something that's been under study for a few years now. In fact, in some places I've been, for example, rural Indian reservations, they had been doing this because it was an easier way for women living in rural areas who might have difficulty getting to a clinic to get tested.
According to the CDC, every year in the U.S., there are about 13,000 new cases of cervical cancer and about 4,000 women die from the disease. The updated ACS recommendation also says women with consecutive negative tests can stop screening at 65 years old. People exposed to air pollution face a higher risk of severe heart disease. A University of Toronto study found that even levels of pollution that are below regulatory standards are linked to heart disease. Air pollution is one of the biggest environmental risks to health and contributed to an estimated 2.4 million cardiovascular deaths in 2021. Overall trust in scientists remains high in the U.S., but varies greatly depending on a person's political beliefs. A National Cancer Institute study found that 86% of Americans have a high level of trust in scientists as a source of cancer information. However, among conservatives, only 70% said they trust scientists, while among liberals, the number was 93%. Could a good marriage keep you from putting on weight? New research by UCLA Health found that people with strong social relationships, especially in good marriages, had enhanced activity in the part of the brain that manages cravings and appetite. As a result, people with more emotional support from others tend to have a lower body mass index and had fewer food addiction behaviors. This time of year can be difficult for people struggling with loneliness, an issue that has grown in recent years. CBS's Christian Benavides has the story of how one woman was able to overcome feeling alone.
Delray Beach, Florida resident Clemencia Carroll says she knows what it feels like to be lonely, particularly around the holidays.
Life and socially, everything is all about the happiness and the this and the present, the family. And when you don't have that, it hits you hard.
Carol, who is 59, struggled with loneliness for the past 15 years. She lived far from family members, and when she felt alone, she started to distance herself from loved ones.
You feel hopeless, you feel worthless.
40% of Americans 45 and older are lonely, according to a new AARP survey. That's 5% higher than the last time the survey was conducted in 2018.
People are reporting fewer friends and less involvement in groups and things of that nature.
The key predictors of loneliness include smaller social networks, a declining number of friends, and mental health diagnoses.
According to the survey, there is also a gender gap, with men reporting they are significantly lonelier than women.
When we ask men about their participation in community activities, they seem to have less involvement, less people in their life.
Finding community can be key in overcoming loneliness. For Carol, therapy moving closer to family and opening up her social circle has helped.
Try to find somebody, anything that will lift you up, a friend, a neighbor that will give you a purpose.
She now spends part of her free time doing volunteer work and caring for her 2 rescue dogs, which has given her a sense of community and purpose. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Delray Beach, Florida.
Loneliness rates were also higher in rural versus urban areas, as well as in lower socioeconomic communities. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, the Salvation Army reports a sharp rise in families asking for help this year.
Well, it has been cool and dry to start the weekend. There are changes that linger in your forecast. All those details are coming up. As we head into our Friday evening, we're getting ready for the weekend, and it started off cool and dry for us. Taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, we are seeing some cloudy conditions begin to roll into the 4 states area. Right now, we did get the opportunity for a beautiful sunset out there, some wonderful colors, but now as we head into the later evening hours, we'll start to see some cloud cover begin to move in. Current temperatures right now, 37 in Lamar, Pittsburgh sitting at 36 degrees, Joplin also at 36, Veneta, you're currently at 39, and while we see that cloud cover beginning to move in, that's thanks to these southerly winds bringing in some of that moisture here for us, allowing for some of that cloud cover this evening. 39 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. By that midnight hour into the overnight, we're down to 38. So with that blanket of cloud cover, temperatures not going to dive as quickly as they have in the evenings past. Now, here's your Indigo Sky Cam. You're getting kind of a look at what it looks like on my computer as well. We're not in full screen there, but still, nonetheless, a beautiful shot there. Planning your evening tonight, 32 degrees overnight. Partly cloudy skies to start. Mostly cloudy over the evening, in the overnight hours, chilly. Those winds are going to start out calm. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend here in just a minute. Here, let's get into your Saturday. 6 a.m., 31 degrees in Joplin. You notice we still have some of that cloud cover, but these southerly winds are still in effect for us there. As we head into the 8, 9 o'clock hour, we'll actually start to see things clear up Saturday morning, so you'll get some sunshine out there, at least pockets of sunshine. As we head into the noon hour, though, we'll see some cloud cover begin to move back in. Talking about some weekend rain chances. Notice off to the north here, we do have some rain. Now, it's not going to be as widespread as what's on your screen here now. We're talking about just a spotty shower, maybe Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, but we're not going to expect any impactful rainfall as we head throughout your Saturday. What you can expect for tomorrow, 51 degrees. We're going to start out with some sunny skies in the morning, but with some clouds as we head into the afternoon. The winds will be south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now here's where things change a little bit for us. Winds on Saturday, just mentioned, out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour, but as we head into Sunday, we're going to see those winds actually shift out of the north. So even we have that brief rainfall, that's actually going to be a cold front that pushes through. So we're going to see those winds shift out of the north, and then those winds possibly even gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour, bringing in a cooler Sunday for us. So we take a look at Sunday 6 a.m. Monday 6 a.m. our overnight low for Sunday. 20 degrees here in Columbus, 19 in Joplin. Going to be a relatively cool start for you on Monday. Let's take a look at your 10-day forecast and what you can expect ahead. So we're looking at 20% chance of showers on Saturday. Sunday, PM showers possible. That's actually supposed to be for your Saturday. Saturday, we'll look at some evening showers, but 38 degrees there, though. So that's that cold front that pushes through. Anthony, though, we got some good things to look forward to as we're going to see some temperatures on the rise. Going to be nearing 60 degrees as we head into Wednesday and Thursday.
I've already felt it this past week, my utility bill spiking, so some warmer temperatures will help quite a bit.
Yeah, give it a break, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. Coming up, Anderson Elementary students spread holiday cheer to residents. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Americans got into the holiday spirit this week as they gave an estimated $4 billion to nonprofit organizations on Giving Tuesday, according to a nonprofit with the same name. That's up by about $400 million from 2024, and this year more than 11 million people volunteered on Giving Tuesday, a nearly 20% jump from last year. Giving Tuesday says that's thanks to more people looking for a sense of belonging and connection. As the season of giving gets underway, charities say the need has never been greater. The Salvation Army reports a sharp rise in families asking for help this year. CBS's Evan Moon shows us how the organization is working to meet that demand.
This season of giving arrives as more families find themselves needing a helping hand. The Salvation Army, a fixture of American giving for more than a century, is facing one of its busiest years yet. National Commander Merle Heatwall says calls for assistance are up 25%.
Inflation is up, that food prices are up, and so families are just facing those challenges of how do we try to take care of our family for our basic needs while at the same time have something special at Christmas time.
Tens of millions of families are facing food insecurity, and food banks nationwide are feeling that pinch.
We're already struggling to keep our bills paid, keep roofs over our heads.
Commander Heatwall says there's reason to hope for the holidays.
When there is a higher demand, people are more generous.
One of the biggest drivers of that generosity, the signature red kettles. Last year, the campaign raised $100 million.
It's the iconic thing that people associate with the Salvation Army and the bell ringers out at Christmas time. And so it's just a wonderful reminder of what can happen when people come together to be generous.
And this year, in a nod to the digital age,
not just by cash donations, but also through Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal.
The Salvation Army serves 28 million people annually, from food and shelter to toys for kids, alongside other organizations big and small. Making a difference this holiday season. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
Well, if you're struggling this season or want to donate, the Salvation Army has over 7,000 centers across the country. You can visit their website for more information. This year, employers have cut more than 1.1 million jobs through November. Outplacement firm Gray Christmas says that is the most since 2020. Back then, companies laid off more than 2 million people as the pandemic was hitting the U.S. economy. This time, Challenger says tech is driving the surge in job cuts, with more than 150,000 workers in the sector losing their jobs through November, a 17% jump over the same period a year ago. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Steve Hartman takes us on the road and a wild journey for a feline named Francine and her adopted family. Then on KOAM News at 6, a fatal helicopter crash in Mays County, Oklahoma. Plus, Skill Resource Center in Parsons hosts its annual holiday party, and Seneca wins first state championship since 1995. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and KOAM News at 6. Well, this holiday season, Anderson Elementary School students are bridging the generational gap by visiting the McDonald County Living Center. The children will sing songs, make holiday crafts, and share meaningful moments with the residents. Not only do these trips teach lessons of kindness and compassion to students, but also bring a little bit of laughter and Christmas cheer.
I really enjoy it. Yeah, a lot of times I don't come down because of the noise, but since it was a Christmas program, it's more important.
And well, yeah, it's a perfect time for spreading some holiday cheer. The weather's cheering up a little bit, seems like, yeah?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because the winter solstice hasn't even arrived yet, but it's felt like these temperatures made it feel like midwinter out there. So the good news is we have the opportunity to see some above average temperatures as we head into next week. So a fairly nice weekend is ahead with a little bit of chilly temperatures on Sunday, but then temperatures are back on the rise next week. So we can definitely look forward to that.
Something I'm not really seeing though right now is some snow in the forecast. And I don't know if I'm happy about that or sad. I'm looking forward to seeing some if we can get some.
Yeah, you know, I think this is going to be a late snow season. We've been looking at the pattern of different things, and we've seen some indications that we will get some snowfall this winter, but just not until later in the season.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can get. All right. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. We're right back here at 6. Have a great evening.